Hey, it's Tim here, coach of men who want more, and today's live stream is on how not to forget your great ideas. If you're like me, you think you have a million great ideas each and every single day, and how do you track them, or how do I do it? And over the years, I've come up with more and more strategies and tools to be able to do that. But let me ask you: do you have great ideas each and every day? Maybe it's a business idea. You want to start that service, or you have an idea for that product. Maybe it's an idea in your current job or your career, how things could be better. Maybe it's a great idea how you could relate to others or they could relate to you, whether it's family life, whether it's work life, whether it's marriage, relationship life, whatever it is for you. Do you have great ideas? Would you consider yourself somebody of a creative of sorts? And how do you manage your ideas and how do you actually act upon them? I'm going to give you what I do, and it's so fucking basic, you're going to be like, "Oh, of course," and hopefully you do it, or you do it sometimes. And this is actually something that I knew since I was a kid, I guess, and we do it all the time at school, and it's write them down. That's it, write them down. But you have so many, I get it, write them down. And this came off the back of a question I got through, but also years ago, I think it was 2012, 2013, I engaged in some business coaching, and my coach at the time, I was paying a decent amount. I think it was about $16,000 per year. And one of the first things he gave me was write down your great ideas. Now, you're not going to be able to implement on every great idea. I know you know that. But common sense isn't always common practice. So are you writing down your great ideas, or are you just keeping them in your thoughts? Because we have over 20,000 thoughts each and every single day. Not all of those are great ideas, they're just thoughts. But a handful of those could be great ideas. So are you writing them down? Because knowing's not enough. You must do. You must apply, you must execute. You must move on these ideas at some point if you want them to become great. Now, they're not great ideas. They might be great ideas to you, but they're not great ideas to the marketplace or to others unless you actually implement, unless you actually do. And if you're like me, at times your mind is going 100 miles an hour and you overthink and you get overwhelmed and you overcomplicate shit. It's not necessary. So I use a basic capture list, I call it. It's just a piece of fucking paper. I'm going old school here. Not all the time, actually. I actually do use my phone too in notes section if I'm out and about. And I capture. Just get it out of my head. Because it may be a great idea, but it's not going to become great unless you actually act upon it, execute on it, apply it in your life, and ideally to serve and help others. So write it down, and then you can come back. I do it every week. Come back to those ideas each week and go, okay, which idea do I want to move on? Should I move on? Not should, sorry. Do I want to move on, or could I move on, whether now or down the track? Because some of those ideas will never come into fruition because there's so many. You've only got such amount of time and so much mental, emotional, physical energy to be able to act upon. But if you've got a whole list of those, because on the road to success, as you know, there are going to be ups and downs. This one idea that you think's great just may not take off. It just may not have any traction in the marketplace. It just may not be great. It may just not work. So therefore, you go back to your capture list and go, what was the next great idea? And then when you're stacking these great ideas on top of each other, you can start to see what really works, what really juices you, what really fulfills you, what really gives you that purpose and drive, and you keep doing more of that. But without writing it down, it's just a thought. It's just a wish. So my golden tip to you, Richard Branson talks about this all the time. He's got his little notebook, little notepad he writes down whatever ideas come into his head. If it's good enough for Richard Branson, I think it's good enough for you and me. And this is something that over the last few years, I've been an absolute Nazi on it. I've just been crushing it with writing down my ideas. I've just gone. I've gone hard with it. And I don't implement all of them, obviously. But I write them down. I write them on pen and paper, or I get in my notes section and I bang away there. So let me do some shout outs here. Hassani, thank you. Rob, Dave, Lisa, Melinda, Jay, nice to see you all on live. Appreciate your support. Talking in and around how not to forget your big ideas. Just write them down. It's so simple, but common sense isn't always common practice. So my question is, are you writing your big ideas down, your great ideas down, or are you just letting them float off into thought? If you're letting them float off into thought, they're not helping you. They're not helping your family. They're not helping those closest to you. They're not helping any type of market whatsoever to serve and help people. So stop being selfish and start writing that shit down so you can act upon it, implement, execute down the track, or even maybe right now. So that would be my big tip for you. That's a coaching tip I got years ago, which I was paying $1,000 for. It served me very well. It serves me great to this day. If you've got great ideas, just write them down, and then you can sort out the mess in your mind on when you're going to be able to act upon it. Yo, bro, right back at you, Jay. Thanks for joining me live, guys. Appreciate your support here. Much gratitude if you're also watching the replay. Share this video, like this video. It would mean the world to me. I love jumping on each and every day and sharing what's going on in my world and how I'm creating high levels of fulfillment, purpose, and progress in my life. So if this has served you in any way, shape, or form, pass it on. I much appreciate it. And wherever you're watching from, thank you again. And it's your time to step in your strength and to be the best man you can be.